the next generation of African wealth will come from ecosystem builders.
Integration is what turns potential to scale. And at the center of this effort is the African Continental Free Trade Area, a market of over 1.4 billion people across 54 countries, one of the most ambitious integration efforts in the world. Its promise is clear: intra-African trade, regional value chains, and industrial scale that no single economy can achieve alone. But potential does not deliver outcomes. Execution does. At BUA Group, as we expanded our regional investments, we actively sought to supply several African markets under the AfCFTA framework. While some countries embraced the spirit of the agreement, others were less supportive in practice, with administrative barriers, legacy import structures limiting our ability to participate fully in regional trade. So frameworks like the African Continental Free Trade Agreement provide the foundation, but impact will come from what we build on top of them. Industrial corridors linking production hubs, digital customs systems reducing border friction, efficient ports and logistics networks, and cross-border energy infrastructure. Integration must come from declaration to real economic reality.
If you listen to what Abdul Samad Rabiu is saying with respect to integration, the moment he started talking integration, he started talking about business, about trade, okay? And if you listen carefully, you will realize that, let me repeat myself, the future architecture of Africa where lies in integration, okay? See, without integration, policy, okay, capital, infrastructure, okay, value addition cannot come together, okay? What is connecting every one of them together is integration, okay? And without integration, Africa will be fragmented. Africa will be inefficient. How do I mean? Integration helps Africa to scale, okay? Without integration, a lot of investors, a lot of foreigners will see Africa as being fragmented. With integration, Africa will be seen as one. And that is when we can attract capital. Integration helps us to attract capital, help us to scale, okay? Attract manufacturing company, attract technology, okay? Attract logistics, etc., etc. That is why it is quite important. If you look at, from this conversation, most of the things that is separating us, okay, that is limiting Africa coming together. We have every other thing. We have the resources. We have the area, the food, the agriculture. We have every other thing that needs to. We have the land. We have the population, arable land. We have all this. But what is separating us is we from we. And that is why it's admonishing that we need to integrate in order for us to scale bigger, okay? In order for us to attract funds, big funds, okay? If, as I've said, if when you look at things that are really separating us, it's all about visa restriction, okay? Border friction, fragmented regulations. These are the things that are limiting Africa. And I must be sincere with you. If you really pay attention, okay, to what Rabiu Abdul Samad is saying, see, from my own personal conviction, it's obvious to me that the wealth of Africa will no longer be coming from trade of goods, trade foods, okay? But the next generation of African wealth will come from ecosystem builders, okay? Let me repeat myself. The wealth of Africa will not come from trade, will not come from buying and selling, but the next African billionaire will come from people who understand ecosystem building, which are called ecosystem builders. People who understand logistics, okay? People who understand coordination, those who can go in that route are those who will benefit the wealth of Africa. And as I've always said, the silent benefactor of this is the real estate. Okay, because now let's view the future together. When Africa come together, when this integration finally happens, that means we'll be needing logistics hub. That means we'll be needing manufacturing hub. That means we'll be needing industrial hub. That means we'll be needing technology hub, housing estate, and real estate will boom. Because this is going to happen in Africa. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen in this our lifetime. That is why I always advise those who want to position, who wants to take advantage of what these billionaires, men that will build Africa, are working towards. You need to position yourself with respect to your real estate investment. Okay, and that is why I have a consultation time. Okay, go to the bio my page. You will see redox diagnosis. Okay, what is the essence of this diagnosis? It will help you to position yourself. Okay, you don't invest based on hype. Okay, you invest based on positioning, based on strategy, based on policies. Okay, and I'm making myself available for you in order for you not to invest wrongly. Okay, click the link in my bio and take advantage of this moment of consultation. I have a very few slot for few persons, but I will appreciate if you take advantage of it in order for you to invest properly, in order for you to invest wisely. Remember what I always say: prescription without examination and proper diagnosis of your purpose, of your want, okay, of your lifestyle, of your budget, okay, of your risk tolerance will not satisfy your investment need. Okay, joining this consultation, joining this diagnosis will give you the best opportunity of your lifetime. Thank me when you are done with this. Bye for now.